room. Okay. Today I didn't send any invitation. Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Today it was late, so that I could not send any invitation or schedule.
क्लास जोइन गर्न मिलेन भन्छ नि त कतै
कसले
देविका
त्यो डाइरेक्टली रुममा आऊ भन न
भनेको
टिबीएस उसको त्यो सेक्सन बी को रुममा आऊ भन न सिधै
बिमै हो ऊ पनि बिमै हो
होइन त्यही त त्यहाँ चाहिँ उसमा त्यो जोइन गर्दाखेरि छ नि टिममा त्यो सेक्सन बी मा जाऊ भन न टिम्सको बीमा भयो
गुड मर्निङ सर
गुड मर्निङ
हजुर
कसले जोइन गर्न मिलेन भने कसले
सर मैले
हो मिल्यो
कल गरे कसले इप्सिकाले
हजुर
इप्सिकाले कल गरे अनि मिलेको
ओके अरु 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 कोही
खै
हजुर
पैसा थाहा छैन
छैन
प्रतिशतलाई कल गर्न त
गर त कसको टर्न हो आज
त्यसको मोबाइलमा चार्ज छैन भनिरहेको थियो अघि मेसेज रिप्लाई गरिरहेको छैन
र ए ल म हामीले उलाई कुन थ्योरीको लागि उ गरेको थियो हामीले
सिस्टम थ्योरी
यस ओके what does system theory what is system we begin to discuss about the system theory what is system what does system perspective refer we have already known that the system perspective on management where organizational managerial activities are based on the system and system consists of a set of interrelated and interdependent parts arranged in a manner that produces a unified whole. That is called system. It means what? System refers to the combination of two or more components working together, creating the synergistic effect in the organizational performance. That is called the system. And we call it is an organic whole. We call it system is an organic whole. It means what? It has concentration on the combination of the different subsystems into the whole system. As our human body system, there are several subsystems. Are you listening to me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, Pratisha आइसक्यो.
Sorry? के भयो आए
खै त आज प्रेजेन्टेसन सर
त्यही त यहाँ प्रेजेन्टेसन वाला चाहिँ कहाँ गयो भने
सर आइसक्यो हेर्नु न
आइसक्यो ए ल ल ल ल अब प्रतिशाले बिगिन गर्छ नि त है त स्टार्ट गर्छ है हेलो हेलो खोइ
सर अघिसम्म यही थियो
ल प्रतिशा सुरु गर त
खोइ मान्छेको नाम त छैन सर
अहिले भर्खर थियो होइन खोइ म यसो स्टार्ट गरिदिँदै गरौँ भनेर सुरु गरेको खोइ कहाँ हरायो प्रतिशा हेलो
छैन सर अहिले त देखाकै छैन नाम त यहाँ
देखाकै छैन त्यही त ओके म स्टार्ट गर्दै गर्छु नि है त ओके अब हेर जसरी ह्युमन बडीको सिस्टम चाहिँ तिम्रो के हुन्छ skeletal system, circulatory system, or respiratory system, or muscular system. Just the different बडीको चाहिँ डिफ्रेन्ट सिस्टमहरू मिलेर जसरी ह्युमन बडीले फङ्सनिङ गर्छ त्यसै गरी अर्गनाइजेसनमा पनि के हुन्छ अर्गनाइजेसनल सब सिस्टम्स ह्याभ देयर एन्ड दोज अर्गनाइजेसनल सब सिस्टम्स can be divided, can be classified as physical system, mechanical system, biological system, or social system, or organizational internal subsystems like production, marketing, human resource, or inventory, or finance. These are the different subsystems which are classified under the particular organizational system. And you know that organizational system can function in a particular in an appropriate way if all the subsystems function properly, and if the all subsystems have the proper arrangement in a certain unified way, because of what the organizational activities can be carried out effectively and efficiently. So as our concentration is what system theory focused on the unified whole as a combination of the different integral part of the organization which have interdependence and which are interrelationship with each other, because of what organizational activities are carried out efficiently and effectively. If all the systems of the organization, subsystems of the organization function properly, only then the organizational overall function can be carried out. So as our main concentration is what? Our main concentration is what? System reflect the integral part of the organization or integrated part of the organization where there is the different subsystem work together, and those subsystem can be identified as production subsystem, or marketing subsystem, inventory subsystem, finance subsystem, or human resource subsystem, or other different aspects of the organizational activities. So as organizational activities can be unified whole, if all the subsystems function together, only then the organization can perform in a better way. So our main concentration is what? Our main concentration is what? The organizational subsystems are integrated and they work together as a whole, and organization works as a in a format of input, processing, and output. What sort of format is that? Input, processing, and output. It means what? Organization uses different inputs. What inputs are there?
Raw material.
Raw materials. Sorry?
Money.
Raw materials, money.
Physical and sorry? Information.
Yes.
Human resource.
You can mention the you can mention that different subsystems, those subsystems use the organizational resources, and those resources are especially financial resources or physical facilities, human resource or raw materials, physical facilities, information resource. All these are the resources which are used by the organization as input, and those resources are transformed into the output. And how the transformation process is carried out? By carrying out the various management related functions like planning, organizing, decision making, controlling, leading, or such type of various managerial functions and activities are the processing of these inputs into the output. And what can be the output of the organization? That output of the organization can be regarded as the physical products of the goods and services, or profit and loss, or employees behavior, or organizational overall performance, and other various factors which are related as the output of the organization. And you know that while you are using the organizational input, you using the different inputs, and you transform that input on the output, and that concerns with the preparing the different goods and services by using the different inputs. And this concerns with the input, processing, and output system. And this input processing and output system has the direct relationship with the external environmental forces. You know that external environmental forces like political, legal, or socio-cultural or technological environmental forces have the direct influence in the organizational performance. So as if the political environment is favorable, if the legal or socio-cultural environment is favorable for the business, then business activities can be carried out easily and profit can be generated easily. That will have the positive impact in the output of the organization. So that system may be closed or open. And closed system concerns with the there is no influence of the environmental forces to the business activities. An open system consists of the there is influence of the environment with the business system. That means external environmental forces have direct influence in the organizational activities, and that will have the positive or negative impact in the organizational performance. So as organizational input processing and output system have the direct influence, and uh, its impact on output can be studied through the system theory. And this is a new perspective on management where organizational activities can be carried out by using the different resources as input, and those resources are transformed into output, and we expect the goods and services, profit or loss, or employee behavior, or other different things we expect positively. And that positive aspect of the organizational performance can be identified through the system perspective. So that system theory focuses on that. If there is any problem in the organization, don't blame the person, change the system. It focuses on that, the system. If you have any fault in the organization, that may not be the fault of your individual or an individual's response. That is related with the organization system failure. And you know that you can see there at the present time, while second wave of corona is spread throughout the world, but what this second wave of corona have highly affected to the Nepal, India, and other different countries or developing countries, because they did not have the system, health system. Their health system did not work properly, and system did not function properly. Because of what? This has the tremendous effect in the public health. But in the second wave of this corona, we have seen very less effect in America, Europe, or other different countries, highly developed countries, China, because they have established the system, and they are all component of the system function properly, and they have controlled it, isn't it? So that system have the direct influence in the organizational performance, and this concept is used in the system theory. And there are elements of system. Inputs are the financial, human, physical, or information input resources which we use to transform the uh, inputs into output, and goods, physical infrastructure, or sufficient capital. These are effective functioning requirement for the effective functioning of the organization. And for achieving the organizational goal, all these inputs like physical facilities, or uh, human resource, adequate financial resource, or competent human resource, or information resource, technology, all these are essential. And this is one of the element of the system. And processing is the action part of the system approach. It involves conversion of raw materials into finished products. We have already known that by using these different raw materials, we transform them into the finished products, and it needs sound planning, decision making, good leadership, and proper controlling system. Because of what? The transformed inputs will have the positive impact as the output. And you can see there, output is the ultimate outcome of the system perspective. That means what? It is obtained in terms of product or services. If organization have the profits, there is good system. The resources what you utilize by the organization is optimum, and there is higher level of efficiency, or there is higher level of productivity, because of our organization on profit, isn't it? On the other hand, when the organization on loss, then what will be their effect? The effect will be the goods and services are supplied in the market, or there may be the low quality product, or there may be the low quality human resources working in the organization, because of what organization may face the loss. So that what is the input, according to that the processing activities will be carried out. How much the effectively processing activities carried out, that much effectively the output will be achieved. And this is a concept of system theory. And what if the feedback from the output, we take the feedback, whatever we have expected output, then there is no problem in the process, in the system. And if uh, there is the loss instead of expected output, expected profit, then there will be some problem. So that we continue getting feedback and using the input, transforming into the output. All these are concentrated based on the performance of the organization. And if it is necessary to improve in the existing system, we go through the changing from the input, and careful observation of the processing, and from that we may certainly get the changed expected level of output through the changing input or careful observation of the processing, and that will ultimately result the better output. Okay, this is the concept which is developed by the system theory, and this is affected by the environmental factors, especially internal and external environment. That may be the society, or that may be the politics, that may be the board of directors, that may be the organizational resources or organizational location, organizational structures as the internal sources, and external sources like political environment, socio-cultural environment, legal environment, technological environment, isn't it? And those weaknesses and strengths, whereas external environmental forces have the direct influence in the organizational productivity. So that if you have any trouble in the organization, you cannot identify the problem, um, causes of the problem by looking only that problem. We have to overview overall system of the organization. This is the main concept of system perspective. What are the major contribution of system theory? It provides conceptual framework for the meaningful analysis and management of the organization. It means what? It has main concern about the conceptual framework for analyzing the organizational activities. If any problem is seen, then we have to overview the overall organizational activities. Only then the problem, root cause of the problem can be identified, isn't it? And you know that system theory guides the manager to lay proper emphasis on the interdependent and interrelation of the various parts and elements of the organization. It means what? If any organization might have faced the loss, then that may not be the cause of the only one sector, one department. That may be the cause of all departments, and that is to be identified, and it guides the manager to identify the elements of the organization, whether those organizational elements have the positive or negative impact in the organizational activities, and is there any impact of the environmental forces to its business activity or not, that is to be also analyzed. So this theory guides managers to analyze and understand every element of the problem in relation to in other elements. It means what? One element to another element, what is the relationship? Suppose organization face loss, then is there any relationship between production and marketing? Is there any relationship between uh, that financial resource and physical facility? Is there any relationship between the human resource and the production activity? All these are to be carefully analyzed. The relationship of each element in the organization, only then we can identify the root cause of the problem. And you know that this theory tries to integrate various management theories by emphasizing physical aspect, behavioral aspect, and environmental consideration. It means what? This theory is the pioneer theory in management which have accepted the influence of the environment in the business activity. It means what? It has integrated various management theories in a physical aspect or behavioral aspect or environmental considerations in the management. Because of what? This theory is the milestone in the management literature. And what are the limitations of the system theory? This theory is not applicable in all situations. it is practical. It is not practical because this theory did not explain about the what is management, what are the functions, and how can we directly apply the management knowledge to solve a problem. It is not mentioned by the system theory. So that this theory, what tools and techniques it has offered, these are not clear. So that this theory has not clear that prescription of the use of techniques and tools of the analyzing the different managerial problems and their solutions, so that it is not the unified body of knowledge. So that system theory does not give any more about the managerial problems. It did not have any comprehensive concept about the organizational management, and it is not so impactful, and it does not cover the wider perspective of the management of the organization. But even though whatever the positive and negative aspects of the system theory, but system theory brought the new concept of viewing the organization's management and overviewing the organizational periphery. So as organizational problem analysis or implementation, planning, decision making, leading, such type of managerial functions and activities can be overviewed in an integrated way, so that each and every element of the organization can be integrated in the organization goal achievement, and that will certainly have the positive impact in the organizational long-term performance. So that system theory is one of the most important theory in management. We have concluded about system theory, and tomorrow we'll have what theory? Decision theory.
Decision theory.
Yes, decision theory. Who will present for decision theory? आज को थियो रे?
प्रतिशा.
Huh?
प्रतिशा sir.
Okay. अब उसलाई नै दिनु पर्ने भयो. फेरि भोलि आउने हो कि नआउने हो? यो के हो? ओके, भोलि चाहिँ अब यसो गर नि त. एलिजा, डिड सी प्रेजेन्ट? हेलो एलिजा?
छैन सर त्यो.
अघि भर्खर
Present
एलिजा
sir.
इज नट देयर?
छैन.
No sir. छैन sir.
के लाइनमा छैन?
छैन.
ल भोलि कसले प्रेजेन्ट गर्ने ल भन त?
सर बाँकीको छ.
नरेन्द्र राई? हेलो?
तपाईँले नाम लिने बित्तिकै लिभ गर्नु.
के रे?
नाम लिने बित्तिकै लिभ भयो नरे.
भोलि कसले गर्ने भन न? बोले सगुन खड्का है त? हुन्छ? हेलो Sagun, tomorrow your turn for presentation and you prepare for decision theory, okay? कहाँ आउँदैन भने प्रेजेन्ट गर्नुपर्छ है त? तयार गरेर आऊ न है.
के गर्ने रे?
डिसिजन थ्योरी.
खै सर हेर्छ है, म ट्राई मात्र गर्छु.
ल ल ल ट्राई गर्ने हो. 5-7 मिनेट यसो त्यो च्याप्टर सर प्रेजेन्ट गर्ने हो के है त?
म हेर्छु म चाहिँ.
कस्तो हेर्छु मात्रै है त? ओके ओके, थ्यांक यू है त. Sagun, tomorrow your turn for presentation on decision theory. है?
सर कुन च्याप्टरको हो?
यो 3rd च्याप्टर को.
डिसिजन मेकिङ?
डिसिजन थ्योरी.
हस् सर हस्.
डिसिजन मेकिङ हैन, म्यानेजमेन्ट हिस्ट्री एन्ड करेन्ट थिंकिङ भन्ने च्याप्टर 3 को के.
डिसिजन थ्योरी चाहिँ गर्ने हैन मैले?
डिसिजन थ्योरी. यस 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 यस.
हस् सर.
है त?
हस्.
ओके, बाइ बाइ है.
बाइ बाइ सर.